So about 3 months ago, I made this video called The Next 3 Months. Now, it's been pretty much 3 months since then, and my 3-month contract that correlated with this 3-month plan with G Fuel has finished, and I have officially signed my next contract with G Fuel for the next 6 months. I can't entirely tell you, obviously, specific numbers, but what I can say is that that contract is easily the biggest contract of my life. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support on every social media platform. It has been insane. Like, these last 3 months have literally been insane, and I'm going to go ahead and now basically react to my own video because I want to touch upon a lot of the things that I talked about in this video. Like, I actually watched it earlier today, and I felt like this would be a really good opportunity for me to go ahead and just rewatch this 3 months later and show you how these things have gone, or how my mindset has changed as I've tried things out and experimented. And I know this is going to be a long video, so this is only going to be for the true homies, and the people who really want to know the behind the scenes with content creation and my way of doing all this stuff. I know there's a lot of people that watch me that are YouTubers or streamers or just influencers in general, or people that are trying to be that, and I'm always trying to help you guys as much as I can. So I want to be as honest and open with you guys about the things that I'm doing and, you know, how I'm doing them. So hopefully you guys can learn something today and it will help you with your content or whatever. But let's go ahead and watch this, and I'm gonna pause it in between and tell you guys like whatever is on my mind. What's that? You're still here? Hey, yo. What's up, everybody? Listen, a lot has happened, okay? A lot has happened. I got a lot to go over in this video, but yeah, I've got a lot to explain. I know my content has been all over the place recently and a lot different and weird and whatnot, but we'll get over it. If you guys remember, in the beginning of quarantine, if you guys have been here that long, I did start a content schedule where I was doing daily uploads on YouTube, daily streams on Twitch, daily Instagram posts, daily TikToks, okay? Dude, that's crazy because I'm doing all that right now. I'm doing all that right now, and as I was making this video, I was like, because I remember my manager told me, my manager was like, he didn't tell me like 100%, like my manager does not control me and he's not like forceful of anything. Like, if I don't want to do something, he doesn't tell me to do it. But my manager was saying that I do need to increase the amount of content that I'm creating in order to, you know, do well on these platforms. And I looked at him and I was like, what are you talking about? There's no way I can upload daily again. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that. And now we are at a point 3 months later, and I am posting 3 videos a day every day on every platform. You know, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that, right? And it's crazy. It's only been 3 months, but yeah, I just figured I'd throw that in here. Okay. And that's all separate, different pieces of content, which were all high effort, trying to make sure everything was perfect and good and the best it could possibly. Big misconception. Everybody thinks that their videos have to be good, and I think this is a big point that we need to talk about. Don't mind the mess in my room, but we have been told forever, like, there are so many videos and there's so many creators that tell us you have to have the right camera, you have to have the right lighting, you have to have the right this, that, lens, blah blah blah, best editing, perfect video. Completely false. That is not what people want. People want the content. People want it to be either funny, or people want it to be informational, or people want something out of the video, and that something, more often than not, is not quality. Now, for certain videos and certain types of things, quality is really important. Like, if you're creating drone footage of the Appalachian Mountains, yeah, people are gonna want 4K quality. But if you are a gaming content creator, if you are just a regular content creator doing things similar to me or whatever, more often than not, it's not necessary that you need quality. Now, during this 3-month period, I actually had Classify from the Mob, which is affiliated with 100 Thieves. Classify literally just tweeted out saying that I was gonna blow up and that he believes in me, and like, that was super freaking random. That was super crazy. But the Mob is actually a really perfect example of this. If you've ever watched the Mob's content, whether that be Frosty, Classify, or any of them, really, their content is not good quality. I mean, it is now because of 100 Thieves, and they've definitely ramped up the production value. But like, if you look at like their streams, like they don't mind streaming on what looks like, you know, an office webcam with terrible lighting. They don't mind streaming off their phone. They don't mind making content where it's not the best quality. And you know what? Their personalities shine in that content just the same. See, it's important to realize that people want the content. They don't want it. Like, they just want the value that they're going to get out of the content. You need to focus on giving people value instead of just giving people the best production value. You need to give them real value. Okay, anyway, back to the video. And it's very hard to maintain all of that, because not only do you have like a creative burnout, but you also have like a regular burnout of like just the workload, the sheer workload, and the amount of hours that were put in every day, and the amount of stress that came with every day trying to figure out like what video was gonna. So one thing that I actually learned about this that makes it a lot easier is when you have series concepts, like things that you could just go back to and make every day if you really needed to, right? So like, I have plenty of series. For instance, the drinking G Fuel every day. Super simple series that I do every day. Something that I already do every day, and all I happen to do is record it and make it a little bit funny, you know, and different each time. It's really not hard for me to produce that video every day. It's not. But the return on that has been insane. I've had so many of those videos blow up on multiple platforms, whether it be on YouTube, on TikTok, or Instagram, or even Twitter. You know, those videos have taken off, and they are so easy to make, you know? So finding series concepts like Words of Wisdom with Mercanthony, you know, the Jerry skits, whatever it is. And we have a lot of ideas actually of series that we're going to be implementing in 2021. But one thing that I can say is that if you're having struggles with coming up with video ideas, create a Word document or just like somewhere where you can write things down. And when you come up with ideas, always write it down. Like, I have a Word document now that I share with my manager, and it's like pages and pages of ideas. So I literally, if I don't have an idea, I can just go back to that doc and I'll have an idea. Or in that doc, we actually have a section for series concepts, and I have like all of my series ideas there. So if I ever need an idea, like the POV series, like if I literally have nothing else I can make, I can literally just make a POV video. You know, if I have nothing else that I can make a Jerry video, whatever it is. So it's really important to have those things there so that you can access them whenever. So yeah, definitely I advise writing things down. It has made a huge difference for me in my content. To make for what platform and how I was going to make it, and within the time frame, and upload it by the same day, and it was crazy. After 3 weeks of that, I entirely burned out, and at that point I had just almost stopped doing content. Not entirely, I've never entirely stopped doing content, but I was doing like a weekly Twitch stream, a weekly YouTube video, and while throughout that time period that I was in burnout, I definitely got to learn a lot more about myself and you know, what kind of content I do want to be making. It was hard. I mean, for a while, just like not having any motivation to create content at all. I mean, like sometimes I would have motivation. That's why we had like the specific content that I did put out. But you know, for all this time until now things are different. The burnout finally subsided maybe a few days ago, or a week ago or whatnot. And now I'm in a mindset that I feel like I used to be in before the burnout, which was the mindset of I can't sit still. Like, I don't like doing nothing. I feel uncomfortable relaxing. I always want to be productive, and I want to do things, and I want to create content, and I want to further what I'm doing here. And it's really refreshing. It's really, really refreshing to be back in this frame of mind, to want to create content, and to want to do what I've always loved to do. And I'm glad to still be in that frame of mind now. I still wake up every day very excited to make videos, and I actually really enjoy making the videos that I'm making. Like, a lot of people may look at me and they're like, oh, like, how do you enjoy making that? Like, I know I've had King Cryptics, for instance, like tell me like, oh, I could never make content like that. I don't know how you enjoy that, you know? But like, for me, this is actually really fulfilling, and I find it to be so fun. Like, it's fun to make it. It's fun to come up with the concepts, and I think the content itself is funny. Like, it's something that I would enjoy watching, and I think it's really important that we create content that we enjoy making. Like, we enjoy the process of making it, and we also enjoy watching it. That's a very big thing, and I know a lot of people say that, but a lot of people don't practice what they preach. And I definitely advise making content that makes you happy throughout the entire process of it, from the beginning of the idea to creating it and to the after product and all that. So yeah. So if you were not aware, I just signed on to a talent agency actually a long time ago. I just haven't been able to announce it, but I am now officially signed with Ember Talent. Big shout out to them. They have been absolutely amazing. I could not ask for a better talent agency. I had a lot of people actually question me on this. Like, I had a lot of creators reach out to me, via text, DM, comment, whatever it may be, regarding talent agencies, and like, oh, should I sign on to a talent agency, or should I find a manager, or is that the secret to success? I definitely think that signing on to Ember Talent changed my life entirely. I could not be where I am right now if it was not for them and their business knowledge and their content strategy knowledge and their constant support and their everything. Okay. However, I do not advise just joining or just signing on to any talent agency that will take you, or, any manager that, comes across, whatever. I've had bad managers in the past. I've had people that have quote unquote screwed me over. I've had people that have not had my best interests at heart. I've had people that have not put in enough work, or people that have taken too much, or whatever it may be, and people that I couldn't trust. It's very important that when you do end up signing on to one of these agencies, if you do, or signing with a manager or something, that you make sure that it is somebody that you know and that you trust. For Ember Talent, this was a difficult decision, of course, because it's a big decision, but it was a lot easier for me because I have known some of the people in this organization for literally over 6 years. So I have like a certain level of trust in a business relationship with these people, and it was a lot easier for me to know that these people truly do have my best interests at heart and that they know what they're doing. But in terms of like getting your own talent agency or your own manager and all that stuff, I say don't rush it. Definitely do not rush it. But when the right deal comes from the right people, you'll know it'll feel right, and you're gonna go for it, or maybe you won't. I don't know, but definitely don't rush it, because if you rush it, you're gonna end up signing yourself into a deal with a company that wants to that probably has malicious intent, and whatever, right? You want to find people that have your best interests at heart and know what they're doing. Unbelievable support from everybody there. I literally have multiple managers working with me on a normal basis, and I have a content manager. His name is Graham, and he is literally, I text him every day. We're always having conversations, whether it's about like what content I'm producing, and 3 months later we are still texting every single day. I actually just texted him like 10 minutes before I started recording. So what's on my mind, or what sponsors I'm thinking about, or what's literally anything. He's just my guy. Like, I just go to him all the time. We're always having constant communication, and he's great. He comes up with a lot of ideas, and he's really helpful. So it's been a great opportunity to work with Ember Talent, and they have helped me to cultivate a new content model and a content plan going forward. So with this amount of energy and drive and motivation that I want to create content, we want to definitely push me, right? We want to push me to create a good amount of content, so I'm doing what I can and what I should be doing. But I also wanted to find that middle ground, because we didn't want to go too hard where I was going to end up burning out again, because burning out again would be like the worst thing ever. Yep. The new content model is entirely based on lessening effort to increase quantity. And now a lot of people are going to resonate with this, and they're going to be like,
oh, well, then you're just putting out stuff to put out stuff, and like, your content's gonna suck, and blah, 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 and your content's not gonna mean anything, blah, blah, blah.
Listen, let me explain. So there's a couple of reasons for this. One of those being, social media platforms in general love active users. They love creators that are active on their platform, and they are going to push and recommend content creators that are posting on a daily basis. So I had a little bit of struggles explaining this. I mean, like, I definitely explained it in this video. It just took me like a little bit to like get the words right and like fully get to the point. But let me just explain it here, because I'm a lot better at explaining this now. if you run your own social media platform, okay, you run a business, and that business is a social media platform. Like, you run Twitter, you run Instagram, whatever it is. Your goal and only goal, like your main priority, is keeping users on the platform for as long as possible. You guys have heard all of the thing with like the great dilemma, or the social dilemma, whatever, the Netflix thing where everybody's like, oh my god, these social media platforms, they're just trying to keep us on the platform and keep us hooked to it forever. Well, that is their goal. That's their business, you know. I don't think that's entirely malicious. It just happens to be their goal, you know, because they are a social media platform. It's the same thing as, you know, Doritos, for instance. Like, okay, that's a bad example. I don't want to say a specific brand, but like a chip company, their goal is to get you to eat chips as much as possible, right? A burger place the goal is to get you to come into that restaurant as much as possible, right? So the same thing with social media platforms. You need to go to what their goal is, and their goal is to keep users on the platform for as long as possible. And in order to do that, they need content to push to these users, whether it's funny content, happy content, informational content, sad content, whatever it is, they need content, okay? And they're getting tons of it. Believe me, I know. They're getting tons of content. But if you are looking to grow on these social media platforms, you need to fit their agenda to a certain extent. Of course, I'm not saying to entirely make your content based on what other people want you to make or what the platform wants you to make. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is to realize that social platforms will favor people who create more content. Obviously, there's a certain level of value that needs to be instilled in each piece of content for it to do well on platforms. And there's other metrics and other reasons why platforms will push content, whether that be click-through rate on YouTube. Viewer retention is a big thing on TikTok, Instagram, Reels, and YouTube, believe it or not. The biggest things are on YouTube are click-through rate and viewer retention, where when it comes to social media platforms like TikTok or Instagram, viewer retention is a huge thing, and, you know, rewatchability, engagement, shares, all those things do a big thing. But, you know, like, at the core of it, the more content you're putting out, the more consistently you're putting out a lot of content, the platform is going to begin to realize that your account is a active account and that you are trustworthy enough to push, because you are going to keep making content on a daily basis. And if they push you, you are going to have more resources to be able to make more content, or at least more motivation to be able to make more content. So it just makes sense for them to push people that are creating more content. I had a whole other thing that I wanted to explain, but I forgot what it was. Hopefully I get it back. Let's just go back to the video. This is going to be a long video. I know this is going to be a long video, but like I said, this is for people who like actually want all this information, and there really is no way for me to compress this without like missing out on a ton of information. So let's keep going.
Whether that's Instagram, whether that's YouTube, whether that's TikTok. I mean, all platforms, all social media platforms want content creators, right? And because that's how they have content to give to each platform than people that are not as active. Just because they're worried about pushing out as much content to the users as they possibly can.
Yep.
Lessening effort and redistributing content. Like, for instance, if I make a YouTube video and I take that YouTube video and I post that onto Instagram and I also post that onto TikTok, the same video gets put across all my social medias.
Okay, so this is a concept that a lot of people don't like, or at least I've been getting a lot of negative feedback on this. Like the fact that I'll make a TikTok and that I'll put it on my YouTube channel, or I'll put it on Instagram Reels, and people find that that's like, I don't know, cheating. First of all, it's not cheating. There's no such thing as cheating. We're all content creators and we all can do the same things. Okay. However, I will tell you that it does give me a significant advantage for multiple reasons. It's kind of like a lottery system. Now, let me explain that. If you are putting up a YouTube video once a week, every week, then you are, let's use the lottery concept. You are playing the lottery once a week, every week, hoping that you win and one video goes viral or one video does well or whatever it is, right? Okay, so if you're gonna win the lottery, don't you want to have more chances, right? If I'm posting 3 videos every day on every platform, that's because I'm stupid and I can't do math. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. If I'm posting 3 videos
times 4 platforms. I don't even need my calculator. I know that one, thankfully. That's 12 videos every day, which means I have 12 chances at winning the lottery every day. And by winning the lottery, I mean having a video do well or having a video go viral. And time again, I have seen this proven right, actually. My entire life, I've been creating content pretty much. I've been making content for literally 9 years now. And I'm only 19 years old, so that's like a pretty big chunk of my life. I have never, ever in my life had videos go viral, ever. Or even just, you know, do tremendously well. Now, if I look at my TikToks, I've had multiple that have done very, very well. If we go to day 50 of me drinking G Fuel every day until I get my own flavor on TikTok alone, this video has 76,000 views. Now, before, like, the last 9 years of my life, I have never in my life had a video get 67,000 views. Okay? And now, if you look at this video, How Gamers Talk, super simple video. Maybe took me 10 minutes max. This video has 135,000 views. This video absolutely took off. The Chinese water deer video, that literally, once again, took me 5 minutes to record, edit, and put up. 435,000 views. 435,000 views. Wild, okay? Never in my life. 9 years of creating content. Different types of content. You know, getting better with it. Learning trends, learning whatever. Never in my life have I had videos go viral, quote unquote, or do well on social platforms. And it's not just TikTok that I'm seeing this growth. It's not just TikTok. If we look at YouTube, and I know I'm going on somewhat of a rant here, but this is really valuable information, and this is further proving my points here. If we look at my YouTube channel, we look at my most popular uploads of all time. Okay, the first one is a video from 2 years ago. It's a G Fuel unboxing and taste test of Sour Blue Chug Rug. Great video. It did well. Hit the algorithm the right way. 27,000 views. It's my biggest video to this day. My second biggest video is from a month ago. It was on Thanksgiving Day. I made a 31-second TikTok of me teaching you the best way to make peach cobbler G Fuel. And in that video, my lisp was really like annoying in that video. I don't know, it was really like there. And not only that, but I also happened to put the G Fuel shaker in the microwave, even though it's a microwave safe plastic shaker. People thought that was crazy and they commented about it. So people were commenting about my lisp, making fun of that, or they were making fun of the fact that I put a shaker in the microwave. And this increase in engagement, and also me fitting what YouTube wants, which includes, like, you know, I'm gonna go on another rant inside of a rant, but it's not really a rant, it's kind of information. In case you guys don't know, YouTube, just like every other platform, wants to get into short form content, and they're coming out with this thing called YouTube Shorts. You've probably already seen a couple of them because it is integrated into all of our YouTube apps. However, it's only in India for the creator tools. Like, you cannot create your own short form video through the YouTube platform yet, like with adding sound and adding effects and adding text the same way you would do on TikTok. That's only available in India right now, but they're planning on lashing that out to the rest of the world very soon. And I'm making use of this Shorts platform, and this Shorts platform has actually given me a substantial amount of new viewership. And I definitely advise people to get into Shorts now before it becomes mainstream. Because I'm already seeing incredible growth, and plenty of people have seen incredible growth. And if you want to hear it from somebody who's way bigger than me, listen to Mr. Beast. Because Mr. Beast actually has his own channel, you can look it up, that is entirely made for shorts. If you look up Mr. Beast Shorts, he literally has his own channel for it. Am I lagging? It looks like my video is lagging. I don't know if I'm just tripping out. I'm gonna close my freaking closet because it's annoying me. Okay, so the parameters to making a YouTube short, it has to be below 60 seconds. It has to be vertical format video. And in order to let the algorithm know, you don't have to do this, but in order to like make it easier for the algorithm to know, put hashtag shorts in the description somewhere, and it will basically tell the algorithm that it was made for that platform. But anyway, back to the rant that I was saying before we got into the YouTube Shorts explanation. My peach cobbler G Fuel, the best way to make peach cobbler G Fuel, is my second biggest video on my channel ever. I posted it a month ago and it has 20,000 views. Now, once again, obviously, a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh my God, 20,000 views is not a big deal." You know, going viral is hundreds of thousands to millions of views, whatever. Okay, I understand. But keep in mind that this is coming from a channel that has never seen those numbers before. Only one other time have I seen that number on YouTube was my biggest video, and it was 27,000, right? So the fact that within a month I was able to get a 20,000 view video is crazy. Absolutely wild. My third biggest video is hydrogen peroxide in my eye, which happened to just blow up because a lot of people searched that. I guess a lot of people get hydrogen peroxide in their eye and they needed like somebody to tell them like what to do. I didn't actually make that video for that purpose, and I got a lot of dislikes for it, but it happens. That was 3 years ago, and it's my second biggest video, or third biggest video. It's got 12,000 views. Right under it is a POV video that was taken from a vlog. I made a vlog of me overcoming my fear of riding a horse. Because it's scary, or at least it was scary for me, right? And I wanted to overcome my fear in a video, and I made a vlog about it. It was super inspirational. A lot of people really liked it, and it got 165 views or something like that on YouTube, right? The vlog, the 7-minute vlog, got 165 views on YouTube. I took a 22-second snippet from that video, made it vertical format, and repurposed the content, reposted it 3 weeks ago. POV, you are riding a horse. 12,000 views. The original video has 165. 12,000 views in 3 weeks. Are you starting to get it? Are you starting to see? Okay, this is on every platform. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all of it. It's all been growing. Just because I've been posting content and I've been trying things out and I've been doing new stuff and I've been going out of my comfort zone, and all this stuff has been making a huge difference. I've also come to realize with a lot of things that you have to get to the point with content. Now, this video is not really getting to the point as much, because, you know, this is just like a long form video and I'm really trying to explain as much as I possibly can. This is kind of like a podcast, I'm not gonna lie. I really should use this audio for a podcast or something. You know what? Maybe one day I'll have a podcast soon. We'll never know. That I definitely want to go into audio content. But anyway, so right after that is my not drinking G Fuel, sorry. It's the new classified G Fuel flavor unboxing video, which I uploaded a month ago. So I always do reviews on G Fuel products, but this one got 8.8k views for me, which is really good. And the reason why I feel like this video blew up, and I literally see it all over the comments, is because of how fast-paced it is. It is a 4-minute and 24-second video. Okay? I did not waste any time in this video. I went straight to what people wanted. And if you look at the comments, thanks for actually getting right into it and not wasting our time. It's one of the biggest comments. It's the third biggest comment. There's a ton of comments that are literally saying how, like, they love that I got straight to the point, and that's why they dropped a sub and they supported and whatnot. But if you look at this video, I'm just going to play like a little bit of it. Today I got a new G Fuel flavor in the mail. It is the new classified G Fuel flavor. Now nobody on this planet knows what this is, except for probably the people that work at G Fuel. Apparently, this is not mystery. This is a completely new flavor. Like, I'm not wasting any time. Smell test. No, so I'm already going into the smell test. 19 seconds in. 19 seconds in, I'm going into the smell test. Okay? Keep in mind, in the past, I would have the cardboard box. And I would sit there and I'd be like, oh, today I got a new package from G Fuel. Oh, let's open it. Oh, let's get this open. Oh, what's this? Oh, here's the tub. Oh, wow, it's this flavor. Whatever, right? That's not the way to do it. People want content. People want the value that they're going there for. They don't want all this fluff. Nobody wants an intro. Nobody cares who you are. Nobody wants all this stuff. Intros are a total waste of time, and I never understood that my entire life until recently. There is no reason for you to do an intro. There is no reason. Your name is literally on every single post. It is connected to your account. If people don't know who you are, they'll have to figure that out themselves. It's not that hard. But by you adding an intro to every single one of your videos, you are decreasing your viewer retention by a ton. Because or I guess maybe again, this is not universal. This is not. I don't want people to take this the wrong way. I'm not sitting here criticizing everybody who uses an intro. But what I am saying is that by me getting rid of my intro and getting rid of those few extra seconds that I'm introducing myself and saying what the video is about, I am cutting out all of this fluff and I'm going straight to the content that people clicked for. And because of that, they are rewarding me with better viewer retention, higher engagement, and all that. So yeah, we have gotten so off track. Let's get back to the video and see what else I said. Okay, so apparently I've been talking for the past 20 minutes and it wasn't recording, but that's fine. Hopefully we can just re-record it and I don't forget to say anything that I've already said or whatever, but here we go.
I can effectively create one piece of content that I'm happy with and use it for every social media platform, and then therefore post on every social media platform every day. And this has also made it easier to post multiple times per day on certain social media platforms. For instance, if I make a TikTok and I put that on Instagram Reels, which I've been doing insane by the way, I can also potentially put up a regular Instagram post and then have 2 Instagram posts per day. Wild.
Yep, wild. Let me explain something that I call the lottery concept. So when you put up a YouTube video or you put up a TikTok, right, you are essentially playing a lottery. There is a certain level of luck that does play into it. There is a certain level of, you know, who happens to be the first people to see it and whether they like it or not will determine how it does, right? So there is a certain level of luck that matters, of course. And so what I like to compare it to is the lottery. It's like when you put up a YouTube video once a week, you are essentially playing the lottery once a week that video is going to go viral, right? Same thing goes for TikTok, same thing goes for any post on any social media platform, right? The more times you play the lottery, the higher chances you have. While the chances are still very slim, the chances are significantly higher when you play more. So, if you are putting up 3 videos a day on each platform, it's the same videos, right? Three TikToks that are being distributed to Instagram, TikTok, sorry, they're already on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. That is 4 platforms. So you're maximizing the ability essentially from 12 videos, because it's 3 videos, but on 4 platforms, 3 times 4 is 12. So you are essentially posting 12 pieces of content every day, and you have the opportunity 12 times a day to go viral on at least one of those platforms, on at least one of those videos. And I have been seeing plenty of my videos do well, and I've shown those earlier in the video. I'm not sure if I explained the lottery concept already, but hopefully I didn't. The other thing that I wrote down that I already explained, but it got cut out because the footage shut off, is distribution of content leads to you being worth more monetarily. So let me explain this from a sponsor perspective, or like when you're trying to do like a brand deal. When I go up to G Fuel, right, or I guess G Fuel comes up to me and they say, hey, we want you to make this deliverable for us for this amount of money, right, for X amount of money, or these deliverables for us for X amount of money. I am worth significantly more to all of my sponsors, whether they be long-term brand deals or short-term like one-time pushes, because they are not just paying for an ad going up on one platform, they're paying for an ad that's going up on every platform. And not only that, but they're getting viewership significantly higher than what I would be giving them on only one platform. If a company pays me and says, oh, we want you to put up a YouTube video, right, only my YouTube audience is gonna see that, or you know, maybe it'll do well and maybe it'll blow up because I've been doing better on YouTube and I've been hitting the algorithm way better or whatever, right? But if they pay me for a YouTube video, a TikTok, an Instagram reel, and a tweet, the potential for that video to have a way bigger audience and a way larger reach is significantly higher. So I can now go up to companies, or my management can go up to companies and say, hey, we can bring you, you know, potentially this many views overall to your brand. Because when people pay for advertising, they don't care where it's coming from more often than not. While of course, obviously each platform has a certain conversion rate and whatnot, When a lot of companies buy advertising, you know, whether it be a commercial, a billboard, whatever, they care about eye time. How many people are going to see that ad? That's the point of advertising, is so that people see it, right? I go to college for digital marketing. I'm literally a year off of getting my bachelor's. So if you need more credibility, there it is. But yeah, so you are worth significantly more monetarily if you are posting everything across all platforms, or you are just posting in general across all platforms, because it just makes a big difference to how many discoverability factors you can hit on each platform, and how many chances you have of going viral, and how many people are going to see your posts, etc. One thing that is also a little bit different too is that I've noticed people have told me that I am on their For You page, I'm on their Explore page, and I am on their feed significantly more often. And this is once again because I am doing what the platforms want me to do by posting more content, and they are rewarding me by putting that content on the feeds of people. Now, I've gotten a lot of people unfollowing from this. I understand there's going to be the people that think it's spammy and that don't like it, and that's fine. We can filter those people out. They're not my target market. My target market are people that want more content from me, right? So I'm okay with losing followers in the short term, because in the long term, even in 3 months, I have gained a significant following on every platform. Now, TikTok is a big example of this, because on TikTok, when I made this video 3 months ago, I had 1,250 followers on TikTok. I now have 4,836. We had about 40,000 likes total, and now I have 169,000 likes. Okay, so this has been a 3-month process from start to finish, and we actually are a week off of 3 months when I'm making this video. I'm technically not even waiting the full 3 months to make this video. I just co-aligned it with the contract, and yeah, so this is kind of crazy. The growth overall. Anyway, back to the video. I don't want this video to be too long. I already know it's going to be too long, but hopefully it's not a freaking hour.
I think the increase in content is definitely going to be good for my audience, for you guys to have more stuff to watch, whether it's higher production value or not. I feel like you guys are not here because of the quality of the camera that's being used or the quality of the edits that are happening. People that watch me, you guys have literally told me multiple times that it's because of who I am and what I have to share. Right? So by lessening the production value, I can push out more content to you guys and hopefully give you guys more value and more things to consume. So yeah, that's the plan. Now, as you guys know, I am unbelievably honest with my audience, and I'm going to, full disclosure, tell you guys a bunch of stuff that has happened. One of those being G Fuel. So I just recently re-signed with G Fuel, but I have re-signed for a 3-month contract, which is a very short contract. But this 3-month contract is meant to coincide with this plan, because we're trying this new content schedule out for 3 months to like give it a shot and see how it goes, both in the way that I feel about it, in the way that you guys feel about it, in the way that you know, sales increase or numbers increase across socials, whatever. Like, we're gonna see. It's a 3-month trial. Because, you know, we're not sure that this is going to be 100% going to work or not, but it's definitely worth a try.
It worked.
So I've just signed with G Fuel for a 3-month contract.
It worked very well.
With this 3-month plan. And basically, at the end of the 3 months, we're going to see how this has affected, you know, like the content I've created and put out for G Fuel, the sales that I've been able to bring to G Fuel. And again, full disclosure, I'm not going to say exact numbers because I can't and I probably shouldn't, but my sales on G Fuel have tremendously lowered in the past 3 months, which makes sense because of the lack of content I've been putting out and the lack of streaming I've been doing and the lack of promotion I've been doing for G Fuel. I definitely 100% see how my sales would lower. It just makes sense. However, we're hoping that within this 3-month period, we can either bring my sales back up to where they used to be or even increase them to further heights. And if we can, then I'm hoping that we can do some crazy stuff with G Fuel. Obviously,
okay, let's explain this. Let's talk money. Okay, a lot of people feel really uncomfortable talking about this stuff. I really don't. I want to be super open and honest with you guys about my failures, my victories, when I'm making money, when I'm not making money. when we're doing well, when we're not doing well. I want to be 100% honest with you guys the whole way through. That way, you guys can see, quote unquote, the come up story instead of me faking it until I make it, which is something I've done in the past, where you try to make yourself look like something you're not. It's very important that I just give it to you the way it is. There's no reason not to be honest. I really could care less about what people are going to judge me for. I just want my information to help somebody, and I feel like explaining the come up story is going to help you way more than me pretending to be something that I'm not. So anyway, let me explain money for a second without getting into specific details, because I legally cannot do that, and I probably should not tell you exact details. However, what I can tell you is that when I made this video, those 3 months that I was talking about were the worst 3 months of my sales career with G Fuel. Now, I've been in contract with G Fuel for over 2 years now, which means I have a 2-year track record of me pulling a substantial amount of sales. While, of course, what I pull in terms of sales for G Fuel is puny. It's still puny in regards to like the grand scheme of things and like the larger influencers that bring them way more sales than me. However, based on my current followage, like the amount of people that follow me on every social platform, my total social footprint, and my current size as a content creator, my sales have always been extraordinary and have wowed the G Fuel office and everybody at G Fuel, that I have been able to pull the amount of sales that I can pull at my size. And I think a big part of that is because I truly do love the product. I truly do love the brand. I've been drinking it for 5 years. I know how to promote a product. I know how to explain the product. I know everything about the nutritional facts and the labeling and the history and the culture behind it. Like, I just happen to be a perfect salesperson for this brand. So it makes sense why I can perform very well sales-wise and monetarily. Now, like I said in this video, my goal with these 3 months was to be able to either get myself back to my average, because we took all of the numbers from all my sales from all the 2 years, and then we divided it by 24, which is 24 months, and we got the average for what my sales are, right? So my goal with this 3-month plan was to get me back to a point where I was either back at my average or higher than my average. Now, let me explain something. In the first month of me trying this new content plan out, we did 4 times my average. And we had the biggest month I have ever had with G Fuel. Crazy, absolutely wild. My sales increased by 4 times my average in the first month. And it has continued to do well since. We have continued to continue having good sales every month since then. And I cannot thank you guys enough for supporting me by using code MERC, promoting my code to your friends and all that stuff. It has made a huge difference. You have no idea. But yes, this is just further proving that my content model has been successful, not only from a statistical standpoint on social media, but also from a money standpoint for advertising dollars, as well as actual generated sales for a company. So yeah, anyway, back to the video.
I know you guys know I have been wanting a G Fuel Shaker Cup for the longest time. Now, obviously, I can't promise that we are going to get that, but if we continue to raise sales,
I can definitely see myself having a G Fuel Shaker Cup within the next year. I can confidently say that. And for the first time ever, it's not just me saying it to say it to drive hype, because there have been plenty of times in the past where I've been like, okay, like, let's just try to drive as much hype for it as possible and try to make it happen. But now, from a business standpoint and from what like I've done, and my current projection, I think we 100% can achieve our own G Fuel Shaker within the next year. If I continue growing at the rate that I'm growing and creating content at the rate that I am creating content, I truly do believe that we will get that. And in regards to the flavor, a lot of people ask me about this. I actually had somebody ask me in person. Like, I had somebody come up to me randomly in the mall and was like, oh, hey, dude, I watched you on TikTok. When do you think you're going to get that flavor? And the real answer is that I really do think that we're going to be able to get our own flavor once again, like within a year or so, maybe a year and a half. once again, this is as long as we continue growing at the rate that we're growing, it's more than possible. You know, it might take 2 years. It's good to be realistic about these things and set these goals, but I think we can definitely achieve it. Like I think we're gonna bring myself to a point where I'm gonna be enough value to G Fuel within a year or so, maybe 2 years, that, you know, I will be able to push as many units as they need. You know, is that a bit confident? Is that a bit hopeful and optimistic? Yeah, I'm a very hopeful and optimistic person, and I like looking at the positives, and I like bringing things into existence by believing in them and believing in myself. And so far, it's been very helpful for me. So I don't know, that's how I like to think. But I also don't want to be stupid and just like be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a flavor next month. Like that's just dumb. There's no possible way that that's happening. So it's good to be realistic, but it's also good to be optimistic throughout the entire process. So yeah. Anyway, back to the video.
In this 3-month period, I think we have a better chance of, you know, negotiating something at some point, you know. So definitely, I would very much appreciate if you guys could help me with that. If you guys are gonna buy some G Fuel,
I think the rest of this video is a call to action. I believe I mentioned, you know, thank you for using my code. Please use my code, buy G Fuel, blah 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 blah. I also say be sure to like and comment on all of my posts, because it does make a big difference. Now, when I made this video, I thought it made a bigger difference than I figured that was all I needed, right? And a lot of people think that likes and comments and all that stuff is like gonna get you through the algorithm, and it does. It definitely helps. Engagement makes a big difference. But what is significantly more important is viewer retention, and I mentioned this earlier, is viewer retention and click-through rate, especially on YouTube. On other platforms, it's not so much click-through rate because it's just straight viewer retention because you're not clicking generally on TikTok or Instagram Reels. But a big thing is viewer retention. Like, if you see my video and you really want to help me out, like you want to see me grow, you want to see me succeed, the best thing you can do for me is to literally watch my entire video all the way through. And if you can, watch it multiple times, 2 times, 3 times, etc., and then engage with it if you feel like it. But believe me, watching it makes a way bigger difference in the algorithm than you really think. It makes all the difference. I also make a call to action in here about merchandise. And I say, oh, buy the merch, whatever, butterfly merch is still available. It is still currently available, actually. However, now that we have officially signed this 6-month deal with G Fuel, we can now start working on other sponsors. And one thing that I've put a pressure on my talent agency is merch. I don't really want to make merch myself anymore. I feel like if we work with a really good company that will have significantly better quality, better designs, and overall just a better process. So we are currently looking for the perfect brand to work with me. If you guys have any ideas of what brands you'd like to see me work with, let me know in the comments or a DM or whatever. I'm open to suggestions. But we're looking for a merchandise company right now, and that is definitely going to be something that we bring aboard. We also want to bring aboard more long-term sponsors, like G Fuel, like, you know, 6-month contracts, one year contracts. And I don't want to name any companies because I don't want to like mess anything up, but I'm sure you guys know what companies I like and what companies I'm looking to work with. Obviously I have an open mind going into this, so hey, if you run a company, hit up my freaking my manager, and or hit me up and I'll redirect you. But yeah, so that's the thing. I also wanted to touch upon in this video, because I'm pretty sure this is all just a call to action.
hopefully at the end of this 3-month contract, support me right now on social media. If you just comment, it would be great. And I also have to say that my Twitch streams are increasing a lot.
Oh, that's another thing. Okay, so that was completely false. I thought that I was going to be increasing my Twitch streams. I actually completely cut off my Twitch streams. I haven't streamed in over a month now. And that's not because that I'm never coming back to streaming or anything. But it is because I'm really trying to get YouTube down. Like, I'm really trying to get TikTok down. I'm really trying to get TikTok down, or Instagram down. Like, I'm really trying to understand these platforms and understand how to produce short form content the best way possible. And in order to do that, I've had to really just put my total focus on that. So we're gonna continue to really put a big focus on video content for these next 6 months. Now, my manager literally texted me this today, and he said, the goal for these next 6 months is to focus on building up quality without decreasing uploads. We want to dig into the analytics of all the platforms and see what is and what isn't performing, as well as spending more time studying what top creators are doing and the fastest growing creators are doing. So what he means by that, when he says increasing quality, he doesn't mean the production value. He just means the actual quality of the video, like the actual content itself. Like, what can we do to make things funnier? Or what can we do to increase viewer retention? Or what can we do? What's like the best series that people really engage with that we should really push harder? You know, like things like that. That's what he means by quality. And so we're going to be spending the next 6 months continuing to grow my video content and learning how to create video content better. Let me just swap scenes. So yeah, pretty much in terms of streaming, because I get a lot of questions about this, I am going to stream kind of just when I feel like it. I want to start streaming on TikTok because I haven't done that yet, and I literally have been building a following on TikTok. So I want to start streaming on TikTok, maybe some Instagram streams, and if I do Twitch streams, I'm gonna want to experiment a little bit. I want to see, you know, what makes me happy and what I enjoy making and how I like streaming, or how often do I want to stream. All these things are things that I have to experiment the same way that I just experimented with video content for the last 3 months, and it's definitely going to take me time to master it or figure out what is the best thing for me. So definitely please stay patient with streaming content. I definitely want to get into streaming content again. I want to get into audio content, and I want to continue distributing a ton of video content every day. This is a learning experience for me. Hopefully this is a learning experience for you guys. Hopefully I'm helping you guys. I've actually had a couple calls with some people that watch me that like wanted advice, and I've helped a couple people to start creating more content and growing, and I've already been seeing them killing it, which has been great. I've seen a lot of people take inspiration from my series and start their own series, or take inspiration from my work ethic and insert that, or whatever it is. And it truly makes me really happy to see that people are able to grow and be inspired by what I do. That's part of the reason that I actually really love doing this. So, you know, thank you guys for sticking with me through all of this and supporting me through it all. I guess I will have another recap video in the next 6 months when we are done with this G Fuel contract, and we're going to reevaluate where we're at, what we have learned in the next 6 months and whatnot. And yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. I will see you in the next video. Merc out.